guys, and welcome back to my channel. We are back in my bathroom because my dogs are driving me insane. Nowhere in the house seems to be a good place to record, so here I am. So I'm really excited about today's video because it is my first ever Q&A video, and what makes me even more excited about it is I wanted to make my first Q&A something really cool. So this is a female YouTuber Q&A. So all of these questions are questions asked by other female YouTubers. So as I start reading through these questions, I am going to throw up their channel names and information over here, and I will also have their link in the description box below so you guys can check them out as well. There are a ton of repeat questions. If you submitted a question and it's not on here, but it's the same question that somebody else had asked, I'm sorry. They probably asked it first and that's why I used theirs instead. I just can't answer the same question 1,000 times. So I'm sorry if your question didn't get featured, but there are a lot of questions that were asked, so I will probably be doing a part 2 Q&A to answer the rest of them, so you will still have a chance to submit a question if you want to be featured. So first question comes from LAHther Artesian Soaps, and she asked, what is your favorite body care product? Do you love Bath & Body Works, and if so, what from there? I run a soap making channel, of course that's what I'm curious about. When it comes to body care, I would probably say my favorite product would be lotions. And I do love Bath & Body Works. I have so many lotions and so many sprays and shower gels and everything from them. Once their semi-annual sales come, I'm like all over it. It's to the point where my husband has banished me from Bath & Body Works until I use up like the boxfuls of Bath & Body Works products that I have. So I'm a little bit sad about that. So I'd say their sprays and their body lotions are my favorites, but if I had to choose between the two, it'd probably be lotion. So this was a really good question. I'm really glad she asked it. This is from Simply, is that her right name? Okay. So this is from Simply Simmer 19. She asked, the gaming market is typically a male industry. Do you ever play video games of any sort? I have a Sims 4 gaming channel. Yes, I actually do game. There are certain series that I'm super crazy about. So the Fable series has been one that I'm like a diehard fan of. Legend of Zelda. Legend of Zelda is my top #1 favorite gaming series. I've played almost every Zelda game. There are certain ones that I haven't played or I didn't play a whole lot, but by far my favorite game series, Sims. I love Sims. I feel like everyone has to love The Sims. Or at least when I started YouTube, I thought about doing a gaming channel as well, but I feel like I'm so picky about the games that I play that I just wouldn't do too great. And plus I'm not like a really good gamer. I get scared really easily. But yes, I am a gamer. I'm answering these questions like with so much more than I need to be, but I don't know. Maybe I'm over answering them. Maybe that's okay. Maybe it's not. So, oh gosh, I'm going to butcher her name and I feel so bad for it. Alina Khadgi? I think it's Alina Khadgi. Alina Khadgi. I really hope that's your name because I'm like trying to say that confidently. She asked, where are you originally from and which one Asian country would you love to visit and just one reason why? I'm originally from the good old US of A, born and raised. One Asian country I'd love to visit is Japan, which I'm so very fortunate to be able to actually do. As you guys know in my last video, I told you guys that I will be moving to Japan in like a week now. So that's really, really exciting. I've heard amazing things about Japan. My friends who have lived there, been there, stuff like that. So there's so much to do there, and everyone's so nice, and I love sushi. So one of the biggest things that I'm excited about is the sushi, because people say that once you have sushi there, like nothing in America that you ever have will ever taste as good, which I mean will be sad for me when I come back here, but I'm just really excited for all the opportunities to go out there and see. But Japan for sure. Maybe I'm biased just because I'm going there, but you know. This one comes from M telling it like it is. What small talk question do you hate answering the most? I know how silly this is gonna sound because it's kind of like, oh, what else would you say? Oh, how are you? I hate that question. And the only reason that I hate this question is because everyone lies. Oh yeah, I've just been like going through a bunch of like anxiety and depression, haven't been out of bed for like a week, kind of thinking about showering, but I really don't want to. I'd rather just take another nap and eat Cheetos all day. But yeah, so that's how I've been. I've been actually pretty shitty, but you know, how you been, Carol? How you been? No one's going to say that like in casual conversation, especially when you're just chatting with strangers. You're not just gonna like unload your whole life problems on a stranger. I hope not. That would be awkward for both parties then. But I just hate that question because I feel like everyone lies about it. So this one comes from, oh god, I'm gonna butcher her name too. I'm gonna say Korena Murphy. And I'm sorry if I butcher your names. I really am. If you could have any pet, what would you want? So, one pet that I've always wanted was a pet bat. And I'm sure people are gonna be like, why? I love bats. Bats are so adorable. I love the pictures of like little bats when they're like swaddled and they have like the little binkies in their mouth and they're just, oh, so cute. The problem is I would never have a pet bat. You can have a pet bat legally in the United States as long as you have an exotic pet license. You can get a year to get that kind of license for a bat specifically, because when it comes to bats, you need the exotic pet license, but you also need to have at least a year of bat handling experience. So usually like volunteering at sanctuaries or something, and then they can like sign off for you. However, there's a lot of studies that show that bats who live in captivity have a exponentially shortened lifespan. So bats out in the wild can live out, god, I don't even remember. How old do bats get? So there's some species of bats that live more than 30 years, but most bats in the wild live 20 years or less, okay? However, a lot of bats in captivity, like kept in cages and as pets and stuff, will only live for like a year or two. Like they do not flourish or survive in captivity unless of course they're at a sanctuary where they can't live in the wild, or there's something wrong with them, or they're just being rehabbed. So I would never own a pet bat because I love the animals. Obviously I don't want to shorten the lifespan of one for my own aesthetic, but I would love to have a bat, or just handle bats would be like my favorite. If I could have a bat sanctuary, I think that's what I would love. A bat sanctuary where I can just help the broken ones get them back. And so if I could, without like killing it or shortening its life, I would love to have a pet bat. They're precious. This one comes from Building the Studio, and she asked, what is something you do to motivate yourself? Good question. I'm still currently trying to find the answer to that because it's been rough. I'm a planner, so I'll make lists and plan out like what I want to do, and hopefully that'll get me to do it. Or believe it or not, I do my makeup. So if I do my makeup, I feel like I have to do something, whether it be like get on my Instagram and start doing something with Instagram, or do a makeup look for one of the companies that I affiliate for to promote them, or, you know, film a YouTube video since my makeup is already done, or like I have to go out of the house because now my makeup's done, so people need to observe this beauty and my hard work of transforming this face. Sometimes it's just getting out of bed and grooming yourself and doing something that makes you feel better about yourself, and it'll kind of like kick you into motion into getting stuff done that you want to get done, but maybe you just kind of like eh. So I would say doing my makeup is like my biggest thing. This next question comes from Kayla Marie. She asked, have you ever met anybody who was blind before? And if so, how did you react? Did I ever meet someone who was blind? Yes. I actually had to think about this one. So my husband and I, this was when I was in San Antonio and he came to visit me. There was a homeless guy who was actually sitting out on a bench that was in front of the hotel that we were staying at. And there was a gate, like not a gate, but like a sewage grate right in front of him. And when people walked on the sewage grate, because it was on the sidewalk, it would make a noise. And so every time it made a noise, he would look up and say hello, or like good evening or something. And I think he was just trying to like listen to see if like someone would talk to him, which absolutely broke my heart for one. So I walked up and I stepped on the grate so that like he knew I was there. We just talked for like 10 minutes. I offered him some food from our hotel room. I don't really think anything of it, I guess. Like, I don't know if other people act weird around blind people, but like, I mean, I just felt sad, really. My heart broke just watching him trying to talk to people and no one would say anything to him. And so I stopped and talked to him for a while. I know one thing that always cracked me up is like, because I am a health major, people like, especially when I was like a CNA, there would be people who would meet elderly people who were like either had cataracts, so their vision was bad, and so like they would go up to them and start like talking loudly at them. And of course, like these old people are sassy and have no filter, and there's like, you know, I'm going blind, I'm not deaf, like don't fucking yell at me basically. So that would always crack me up because I'm like, girl, those are two different senses, but please go on. The next one comes from Get Fit with NE. And she asked, what's your favorite food? So I have a favorite food and then I have a favorite type of food, and they're completely different things. So my favorite food would be sushi. I love sushi. I can eat sushi every day and never get tired of it. Now my favorite type of food would be Mexican food, which I know those are two very different things. Mexican food, Mexican restaurants are like my favorite go-to places. They're so good. I love Mexican food. All right, next question comes from PuppyPaws. She asked, besides YouTube, what do you do for fun? Any hobbies? Usually if I'm not playing like Breath of the Wild, I'm watching like YouTube videos. There's a couple commentary channels that I watch, like Critical, Codico. I've recently gotten into TikTok. TikTok has absorbed me. I finally jumped on the TikTok train, and now I see like what the whole hype is about it. It is funny and stuff. I even started making my own TikTok videos. You can go ahead and follow me. The next question comes from Shayla Taylor, and she asked, how did you gain/build the confidence to get on camera and start a channel? Good freaking question. It's kind of like that country song, which I can't remember who freaking sings it, but basically he says like, I'm so much cooler online. True. I feel cooler online. I feel like it's easier to talk to a camera than to talk to people. And I feel like that's just a generational thing. Like, we've grew up on electronics and technology and not around people. So it's easier for us to like talk when it's just ourselves and there's no one around to judge like what we're doing or saying. I don't know, I guess it was just easier for me to do it this way. Okay, so we're gonna do the last question because this is already kind of like getting pretty long because I keep answering with like paragraphs. But the next one comes from Boss Traveler. She asks, what are your motivations and inspirations in making YouTube videos? Will you do a collab with me? I'm a mommy traveler and this is my channel. Inspirations comes from many of different things, because there are some things that come up where I'm not normally a commentary channel, but I have done commentary. I don't know how well you guys are taking that, and if you guys want me to do some commentary every once in a while, or if you guys are just like, no, stick to the makeup. I just don't want to start bringing something to the channel that's not really part of what I'm focused on, and then it not taking too well. And yes, I would love to do a collab. I have been wanting to do a collab with somebody for so long. I would love to collab with any other channel. I don't care like what your following is, if you just started, if you've been around for a while, like I would love to do a collab. Hit me up, girl. So there is still like a lot more questions, but I'm going to leave this one here because right now my film time is already up to like 40 minutes, which might sound crazy to you guys because I'm probably gonna cut a lot out of this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, learned a little bit about me. If I talked way too much, I'm sorry, and just roast me in the comments then. All of those channels will be linked down in the description. Check them out at your leisure. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Love you guys so much. And if you have not already, you should leave a like if you enjoyed watching this video. Subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. Go ahead and hit the bell notification icon if you want to be notified every time I upload, because I don't stick to a schedule even though I'm supposed to. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.